Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of The Corner. Today, I have Mugen on again from, I don't know, somewhere in the United States. What's
Yep.
up, Mugen?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Um, you experienced anything interesting this week so far?
Interesting. I don't know, but have experienced some things. I think since the last time we talked, I made like a buddy on the the voice chat server, and I mean we've been talking and made some few friends, and
Oh,
just been
wow.
chilling.
That's
I mean
good.
different things has happened. You know how like people join voice chats and say some things and leave. I mean, and we have some discussions. I honestly can't remember the topic right now on top of my head, but had some interesting discussions, mostly superficial though.
Yeah, but like superficial conversations can also
You're right, but
be good.
exactly in a good way.
I mean, like if you ever read like any books like Art of Conversations or Art of Conversations with a Stranger,
Hmm.
that is basically like all superficial. Like for instance, how you would engage or start a conversation with a totally random person on a bus or a metro.
Right.
Then it is typically like always like superficial, like a nice weather today or what you're reading there or
Indeed.
something, right? Yeah.
Typically, well, I was talking more like they would just say absolutely random stuff, like but like even with a stranger, I remember I had an interaction at my local CVS with a complete stranger, but I learned a little bit. He was like, "Oh yeah, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. And he asked me what school did I go to, and so I told him, and then he said, "Oh, he lives in a power plant not too far from there." So we had a short conversation about nuclear waste, because his job is like to get rid of nuclear waste. I didn't even know there was like a like nuclear kind of thing near me. Well, it's the state right next to me. So I didn't even know there was anything. So it was interesting, kind of like that. But
Yeah.
in the Discord, it was like more like, "Hey, this guy in the upper chat said this and this, ha ha ha," kind of like that. That's what I mean by
All right.
superficial.
All right. And I
Yeah.
get you. You read any books?
Uh, I'm not a good reader, to be honest. The
Okay.
only book I've enjoyed reading and I've read from cover to cover is called The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, and some memoir and her life in sort of urban area in I think the United States, but not even in like 2 decades, 4 decades ago. So rough life essentially, but very interesting in my opinion. But I have like read part of other books, but typically, it's like school assigned kind of books. Great Gatsby. There's other ones too. Uh,
Oh, wow.
that I can't
That's
remember the
uh,
title.
that's funny, man, because I just finished reading The Great Gatsby
Oh yeah.
a little while ago. Great book. Great
Hmm.
book. Um,
Indeed.
and, like it's just like such a contrast because like I recently began a new book which is called The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway.
Okay.
And the contrast is that in Gatsby the dude's rich, they're
Hmm.
pretty much all rich, but in and living like in
Sport.
castles, yeah, and spoiled, rich, spoiled. Like many times when I were reading Gatsby, I like had to be like like thinking, what the fuck? Don't these guys work or what? Oh right, they're rich. Because because like all they do is like partying, having brunches, lunches, riding horses, going to New York to rent an apartment or a hotel to do some more partying and luncheon.
Right.
Yeah. While in this new book that I'm reading by Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea, um, he's dirt poor. Like
Hmm.
hasn't even a dollar to his name, living in a hut, right?
Hmm.
So just kind of like weird reading this contrast.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
similar to a little bit that story. I haven't read the book that they're mentioning, but in the Glass Castle, they're also like dirt poor, and like really really poor relatively, and um it's not exactly a success story. It's not that she at the end she does become successful, but not like I would say rich. I don't think so, but wealthy enough. But it's more about the focus on between the relationship between her sort of the family dynamic, but with a highlight on her relationship with her father. Because the Glass Castle is this idea of a this plan of her dad, the blueprint of a house that they both dreamed of and made of glass, right? And so it was a symbolism for I won't spoil, but it's a symbolism for more of their of the whole family dynamic and their life essentially. So it's a good. I think it's a really good book because hey, if it was able to get me to read it cover to cover, I think it's pretty good because I don't really read that much. Usually, I have back in high school, I would often fall asleep reading, and so I often had to like stay after school. The teacher, my English teacher, would like keep me after school to read, and I would like fall asleep, and she would have to wake me up. Yeah, fun times. Anyways, yeah,
Yeah. Wow, man. Like it's memoir. Does that mean that like this is shit that happened in her life for
yeah,
real?
this is real. Yeah,
Wow.
memoir means yeah, it's real. It's it's kind of like a diary in a sense.
Okay, then, and it's about that it starts with when she's 7 years old and moves with her family to Battle Mountain, Nevada.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
You read it,
Who?
or you?
No, 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 no. I'm just reading about it on Wikipedia.
I haven't read it in a
Uh,
long time, so but Battle Mountain, yeah, I
okay.
remember that name. Yeah,
Okay. So Rex is her father,
yeah, Rex
and
Walls.
and he tells her that the situation is temporary.
Right, right.
Right. Okay. Yeah, man. The
So
classic one. It's only temporary.
yeah, you see
Right.
the
Wow.
setup, yeah.
Man, it really sounds like an interesting piece, and it's also been on the New York Times bestseller list.
Yeah, that's probably
Well,
why we got it
yeah,
assigned to read it at school.
yeah, yeah,
So,
probably, man. It sold over 2.7 million copies by late 2007. Then it's been out for like 2 years. Holy shit, man! But it has a semi-happy ending, right? Because she does well. Obviously, it must have like a happy ending considering it hits the New York bestseller list.
uh, well,
But
for
like,
her, yeah, I guess in a sense, but not totally happy. It's more realistic. It's like
yeah,
you gain some,
yeah,
you lose
wow,
some.
wow. But like I would like also say that like your or her version of like success or your version of success kind of like alters when you're coming from dirt poor, right? Then success for you wouldn't necessarily mean like millions of dollars. It would just mean for things to get better.
Right. I'm
So
not. Yeah. My vision of success. Success is relative. It depends on your circumstance. But
yeah,
in society, people typically, which is fair, people typically associate success with you have you have a lot of money. You have all
yeah,
these
uh,
materials, right? So you're successful. But
uh,
that's where a lot of people think that a lot of celebrities, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm rich, but I have all these other problems, right, in my personal life. And to be honest, if I could go back and sacrifice that wealth in order to have order in those other aspects of my life, I would. And then then there's you have some people that are not as wealthy. They're like, "Wow, you're rich and you're complaining," kind of thing. But you won't, they can't understand the other side because he seems. It's like the saying, the grass is always green on the other side, kind of thing, right? So
yeah.
it's
I get what you're saying. That it's relative and it's a state of
right,
mind. It's a
right,
state of mind
exactly.
because like I had like this conversation with someone from work today. For instance, like you have, Jeff Bezos, right? Has $185 billion worth, is worth that much. But what would now success? What would like another success be like to him? That will like all be relative because it can't be making more money. It can't be working because like how do you feel? How do you feel productive at that level? Right.
Right. I'm pretty sure he never even, his idea for success to begin with wasn't even to make money. Obviously, on the business, it was more like, I want my business to be successful, right? To generate profit continuously, not essentially to acquire an X amount of money. But obviously, then you hire the people that take care of the finances in the business. Then obviously, then the company's goal is, the idea of success is, they made more money this quarter and this quarter and this quarter, of course. But him personally, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what it becomes, step by step, right? Because like your first step like probably be something like, well, my success of the company is when my company moves out of my mother's garage or my father's garage or something, and then the next step after that would be the next step of success is that I am independent from being dependent on other jobs or other sources of income to keep my business afloat. So yeah, like step by small step like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And it's like what you said before, man, that that none of these people ever gave a fuck about the money to begin with, because that wasn't what it was about.
Some of them, not all of them. Some very much do. Some very much Some I'm talking about some. Let's say for the sake of it, like some millionaires. Of course, some of them definitely think about the money. But typically, the ones that people point their fingers to as the rich are like the ones with like a ton, like the Bill Gates, the Bezos, the Elon Musk. And all three of them, what I've seen from interviews and their persona is that the money was never a thing for them. It was just a means to get to achieve their goal, which was more what do you call it? Which had more depth to it than just I want more money.
Yeah, I get like the motivation to drive the company forward, right?
Right.
But yeah, I agree with you, because like if money is the only motivation that you have that you're going to make it, how do you create a good product? Because then money is the one thing in your mind. It's not to create a better product. It's not to make more quality. It's just how can I make more money on this product?
Absolutely. That's why you have like the kind of rip-off companies that they just specialize in branding, and their product is actually bad, but they know that if they, present it a certain way or use other means to get the consumer to buy them, then, they can continue generating. They don't, like you said, they don't really care about good product. They just care about profit. And so that's like the birth of scammers, I guess.
Yeah, man. Like I was like, I can't remember what brand it was. Well, I'm going to see if I can find it or remember it while we're talking about it. But it's a watch brand that sells for, I don't know, like $150, $200 plus or whatever, right? But it's all bullshit. It isn't even worth like the brand watches aren't even like worth a fraction of that in what it costs to put together, because they are put together in Japan or something like that from cheap parts. And then if you go to the company or you just research it, you can like see that over 90% of their earnings every year are used for marketing. Wow. Because then it's marketed and put on commercials on TV, YouTube, whatever, right? Where some hot chick or some crazy good looking guy in the suit wearing this watch, like, and you would be thinking like, wow, that's so cool, right? And you get blinded by the commercials and you go and buy the crap, right? and that's like the ones that only are think about money. Then it's all about the branding and making it look like it's worth the buck.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. Um, but like yeah, with like Amazon, it has never been like that. It has just been a product that they have delivered, and they're good at it. Um, have you used
It's
Amazon?
convenient.
Yeah, have you
Oh,
used
of
it before?
course. Yeah, of course.
I was like baffled a few times that I've used it because the package came so fast, like within a
Yep.
couple of
Yeah.
days. While whenever I have ordered something with eBay, then it has like taken up to several months before it has been in my mailbox.
Yeah, that's where they're the most no, it's the convenience. They're just ahead of the game.
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Like the watch that I was like thinking about was Daniel Wellington.
Annual Valentin.
Yeah, and uh, and it's not good product if you like ever buy it because like it's cheaply made and still like all these watches is like selling for like over $100 when I'm not sure like how much does it cost to put one together if you Google that. uh
I'm not gonna lie, I fell victim to one of these. Well, not exactly. I didn't buy for these prices. It
yeah
was more like it was kind of the opposite, and they were having like a, oh, for a limited time you can get this watch for completely free, and he had all these things, and so it was like $0, but then the shipping was like $30,
yeah
right? And then it came, and when I bought it, that thing like broke in like 2 days or something like that. I was like, oh wow.
wow
So it was very cheaply made, and they made. I'm pretty sure it cost them even less to make it.
yeah you
So
fell in the same trap. And
yeah,
now you just Google like Daniel Wellington production cost, and it's the first article that comes up from samtalkstyle.com. And it pretty much says manufacturing. A quick look on AliExpress shows that the Daniel Wellington watch is not a unique product, but a readily available design available from factories in China, which has the Daniel Wellington logo printed on the dial. Here is an example of one such identical logo bearing a different logo available in the same variations as the Daniel Wellington, and it's offered at $20.
that's major profit, dude.
Yeah, man, that's like 5x,
Major.
5x for the watch,
That's a lot.
for something that like probably breaks within like a couple of days or a month or so.
And I can see like first first image I see is like a picture of I think Kendall Jenner, I think,
Yeah,
wearing the watch on her Instagram page. That's another topic in itself.
yeah,
How cause I think she was also involved in like the what's it called? There was a thing by Ja Rule, the Fire Festival. So there's that too, because
Jav-
she was like one of the promoters that
what?
uh that
Oh
they
wait,
reached.
wait, is what you're talking about? Is that festival that got canceled or
Yeah,
no?
yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
or wasn't anything of like what?
Yeah, it was like,
Right,
yeah,
right.
that thing.
Wow,
Because
it was
like
like that.
they branded it, they hyped it up. I saw a document, well, a
Oh
documentary
man,
about it
holy
uh,
shit.
a couple weeks ago.
Man, I totally remember that. It was like all hyped up, super expensive tickets, and promoted by private chefs,
That's
luxury
the thing. Like,
tents.
relatively speaking, the tickets were actually cheap. Relatively, like speaking, because for what they were supposed to get, like a private island, food, luxury stuff, for like, I don't know how the tickets were. I think like maybe a couple thousands, maybe less. But
Wow.
relatively speaking, it was like low for what you would get. You know what I mean? So people got it,
Yeah,
and it was just awful from the beginning to the end. It was just real bad, apparently.
it was
And
it.
that's the thing with like social media, is that you get those high, if you have connections, you get those people with follower counts like Kendall Jenner and stuff. You just pay them something to promote it. they don't need to come,
They,
and they'll do that
they
and get their paycheck and.
okay. Here's my question. About the Fire Festival. It was founded. Fire Festival, according to Wikipedia, was a failed, fraudulent, marketed luxury music festival founded by Billy McFarland, CEO of Fire Media Inc., and rapper Ja Rule. Right. The CEO of Fire Media Inc., which I said was the name, what did I say his name? Billy McFarland. He is currently incarcerated in FCI Elkton in Ohio as a result from this fraud. But Ja Rule is not. What makes Ja Rule so innocent? Why is he not serving this time together with his homie?
I have no idea.
Man, that's crazy. He was sentenced to 6 years of imprisonment and to pay $26 million in restitution to those that had bought the tickets. But as far as I can see, Ja Rule has not been sentenced to anything as a result from it. Kind of weird. But yeah, it might be something like famous people don't go to prison, right?
Oh, it's more, it's money talks.
Money talks.
Yeah, money talks. So
yeah,
as long as you have at least one person within the system, or justice system or whatnot, that whose interest is money over integrity or truth, then you have a flawed system. There's very little because it all depends on the goodwill of every single member of the system. But that's literally impossible. You'll have to erase or completely modify human nature. So that's just it's just money talks. So you just got to find the right person that's willing to undermine truth in order for monetary gain. You find that person, then there you go. You can get away, but usually they charge a large amount.
And you need the guy to be the front. Probably Ja Rule hasn't been out there since he wasn't the face of the festival, right? Or the company that was hosting it. But yeah, man, crazy shit. And another question is why is he incarcerated in America? Because the Fire Festival was hosted on the Bahamian island of Great Exuma.
Yeah, it wasn't even a private island. It was like the edge or the corner or something of that island. So it wasn't. Yeah, so it was just all false advertising. It was just a giant false advertisement. The whole thing, essentially, it was just really bad.
Wow. Scheduled for 2 weekends in April and May 2017, the event sold day tickets from $500 to $1,500. VIP packages, including airfare and so-called luxury tent accommodation, for $12,000 US. Holy shit, man! Yeah, I remember when I saw the pictures of it, I just felt yeah, this is a scam. Because you saw the graphics, because it wasn't even real pictures. If you can remember it, it was just graphics of this is what it's going to look at, right? And you see this super modern, so-called eco-friendly geodesic domes and luxury meals provided by celebrity chefs and so on, right? And yeah, man, I was just thinking yeah, this is definitely a scam, because none of the pictures was real. It was just drawn up in a 3D program, like AutoCAD or something.
Branding.
Yeah, branding. And I don't know, how could anybody?
It's not even just, well, there's branding and there's also people that want to believe it's because for me, when I saw it, as a person that's not, I've never been to a festival. I'm not interested in that. It's just not in my my personality to attend festivals or whatnot.
Yeah.
So you have the people that will discard. But even though with discarding, putting that aside, I was like, yeah, I don't really think that's gonna be you're gonna be that. But then you have the people that don't want to think critically because they really want to believe in it because they like going to festivals or whatnot. So you know what I mean? It's like they're willing to discard the possibility and discard they're willing to not be cautious uh for a chance to do something extraordinary in
Well,
this particular instance.
well,
And
still,
so you
man.
have like millions of those.
Still,
So
man. It's like $12,000. Would you purchase this? Like without checking if it was actually real?
I wouldn't if I
Like,
wouldn't because that's not part of me. But 12,000, you have to understand those that probably went were probably either like saved up on this. I mean, obviously there might be a few that just like empty their bank account to, to go do that. But I feel like the
yeah.
majority of the attendants had at least. I don't want to believe that all of them made a poor financial decision and like sacrifice their bills to go to this event or something. I hope that most of them were like, okay, I have $12,000 to spare, I'll go. You know what I mean? But hey, I don't. You know.
And then you get there and it just looks like a Syrian refugee
Right.
camp. Yeah. Right.
So yeah, you lose. Yeah, it's
Wow. Crazy.
yeah.
Man. Are you on the East Coast?
Yeah, East,
Well,
Maryland.
Maryland.
Mm.
Man, I've been watching The Wire lately,
The
and
Wire.
The Wire, and I recently, like figured out that the word G-Pack in Baltimore slang or whatever means $1,000 worth of street-ready dope.
Means
Yeah, that's apparently like what a G-Pack
hello.
means. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. I was just saying that like I learned from that show that the G-Pack means $1,000 worth of street-ready dope.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, me,
Yeah, I don't.
no, me neither. Like, there's a lot of times when I've like been watching it. I need to Google like, okay, what is this actually slang for,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, man,
Code words.
yeah, definitely a good show if you ever want to check that out.
Well, yeah, okay. I'll consider it. I'll consider it.
I guess from 2002, I think, but still, yeah, man, that and The Sopranos are the greatest shows ever made, in my opinion.
Sopranos.
Yeah. Um,
1999 to 2007.
yeah. Yeah, man, like Mafia and shit.
Okay.
What TV shows do you watch?
I don't watch TV shows. Well, very well. Mostly I don't, but obviously recently I've seen a few. I'm not gonna say I don't watch any. That's
Okay.
inaccurate. I've seen it's rare that I do watch TV shows, but the ones that I've enjoyed so far, well, obviously, the whole Marvel thing began, the WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I watched WandaVision and I'm currently watching that one because I enjoy the MCU. I've seen Chernobyl, which is very good about the Chernobyl incident.
Oh
Uh,
man, Chernobyl. Like, holy
yeah, that
shit,
one
man.
is you haven't watched it
Like,
yet?
yeah, I've seen some of it, and I'm like thinking,
Oh,
like, holy shit, man, that the Russians tried to keep it a secret.
mm-hmm.
Like, we're denying it for weeks that it had ever happened. Like, no, nothing's going on in Chernobyl, yo.
Yeah, it's
Completely crazy.
very dangerous stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like
And
so
that,
many times, there could have been so many moments. I'm sure, even aside from that in history, where we could have, humanity could have at least took a, if not ended, taken a big hit.
yeah, like something could have been done. They could have just like admitted it from the get go, right? And
Well, it wasn't part of their. Because
no,
politics is about your image, right? A lot
yeah,
to foreign countries. Is how about
yeah, and it is
So
and also the thing that it's not very Russian to ask for help.
right, right. I
So like
guess so.
even today, if there were a major crisis in Russia, I still don't think that like they would accept or take help from any outside countries,
All right.
except
So
maybe one of the former maybe unless it was like one of the former Soviet states or something, but I don't know. A very frightening place in my opinion.
indeed. Well, that does sound frightening.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. So there's Chernobyl. I've seen one show that I enjoyed. I haven't seen like the entirety of it, but I think I've seen a lot of episodes. It's called Leverage. Um, Let me look that up real quick.
yeah. I
Yeah,
also seen a couple
Leverage.
of episodes of that. It wasn't
Apparently they did like a new version or a new reboot or something. Or it might be a different show with the same name. I'm not sure.
I wasn't
But
I wasn't that impressed with like the first episodes I saw of it, but
I
like
just
fine
like the
enough.
whole
Yeah,
dynamic.
it's
I don't even know the
entertaining.
first.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
entertaining. Yeah,
I really like that show. And what else? What other show have I seen? Maybe episodes here and there of other shows, but I can't remember. If I can't remember, then I probably didn't enjoy it
nah.
or yeah.
Well, like in your defense, I would also say that there isn't that many TV shows out there which is like, oh my god, this really captured me, right?
Mm,
But yeah, there are starting to come like a few good ones now though.
yeah.
But yeah, like I've like seen like the ones that I mentioned and Sons of Anarchy and Mayans, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it,
I'm
man.
usually a movie kind of dude, so
Okay, what's your favorite movie or the last movie you watched?
the last movie I've watched.
Yeah,
Uh, well, I'll start with my favorite movie. So my favorite movie is Interstellar by Christopher Nolan.
yeah, that's a
Now,
good one.
the last movie I've watched, I can't, I actually can't remember. Hold on. Uh, I don't know. It might have been. It just
Interstellar.
might have been. No, no, no. Just might have been the last Marvel movie that came out, I think. But I've
Oh, okay.
seen like I want to say Pulp Fiction because I haven't seen that one,
Oh
and I
man,
heard a lot of good things. Like the last new movie, right, that I've
yeah.
watched might have been Pulp Fiction because
Pulp Fiction is good. Really
I saw
cult,
it. It was
good cult
pretty nice.
movie. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen Midsummer, I think it's called. It's a horror movie.
Yeah,
It was one of the recent ones that I've seen.
yeah. I like horror movies. They're entertaining.
Yeah, Midsummer. It was creepy. It was really
Yeah,
really creepy. And then before that, it was Hereditary that I've
yeah.
seen by the same director. That one was pretty horrifying, but yeah. Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Uh, and yeah, let me actually see movies that came out in 2020 because I know I've seen yeah. So actually in 2020, I actually haven't seen any of the movies yet. I was planning to see like The Quiet Place, the one and two,
Yeah,
but I think like I spoil on those anyways.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really want to get into them.
Nah, no problem, man. Um, all right, man. I want to thank you for like taking like 30 minutes to coming on. Um,
Yep.
I like doing like these spontaneous ones. You know, like hey, man, like you got time. Uh, it's fun. It's just fun.
It is, because I just realized, because I was gonna ask what I think is the like, do you structure a podcast as in we'll talk about various topics, or is there like oh, we're going to talk about this topic today, you know, because it felt like the former.
No, it was like actually just like random. I mean, like I asked to just like what's some interesting stuff you have encountered this week or whatever, right? And then I just like take the conversation pretty much from there, you know,
Gotcha.
depending on like what it is.
So
Could
it's
have
not
been.
like a predetermined topic.
No,
It's like
no, man,
okay,
no, man. Like sometimes it is like if you had just recently finished a book and I had just recently finished the same book, then sure I could have like taken like 30-40 minutes talking or analyzing that book together. But you know, like doing this random spot on and just improvised episodes, those are the most fun, I think. You know,
yeah.
because
I
like
agree.
it's just like relaxing and you know like just a conversation, you know.
I agree with that.
And then
Also like spontaneous stuff because then you you know you just because of the mind, you know, we like to when we're having good conversations, we just like to talk about various things and see where it leads, right? And then
yeah,
discover things, you know.
yeah, exactly. And you like you should try and structure a podcast. That's it just feels forced, you know.
Mm.
And then if I listen to it later or I just like hear like a segment of it, I'm like thinking like, holy shit, it sounds unnatural AF, you know,
Yeah.
because it's not like I'm going to structure anything and then act surprised like, you don't say, holy shit, man, that's that's
God.
amazing. No, I don't want to fake that. So anyways, so yeah, man, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for coming on, Mugen, and looking forward to do many more of these with you.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm down.
because it's fun. All right, I'll talk to you later, man, and thank you for coming on.
No problem, man.